world, and today you're tuning in with Kay. We're taking a look at this overhead rough, and it's made with this material called polyvinyl chloride, aka PVC in the industry. We call it PVC, and it comes in 20-foot length. So with PVC, it's 20-foot length. With PEX, it's usually 20-foot length, or you can order the roll, but we can talk about that later. Although, like gas pipe comes in 21 foot, it's a little different. Although, PVC is 20-foot sticks. We call them sticks. It's pretty cool. But we have the 2 inch right here and the 3 inch under it. The 3 inch is supplying the toilet, and the 2 inch, as you can tell, it's at a roll up angle, and that would help the vent on the fixture below. It's a double roll system, so you roll up twice to vent the toilet, the shower, and then or the tub, and then you go to your lavatory. Um, Using the level right now to level the 90, taking another measurement, cut it, and about to glue it. But when you're gluing, you gotta be quick. You have 25, you have 45 seconds to glue both uh, glue and primer. So you don't have any time to play around or nothing like that. It cures up really quick. Um, and if you prime it, you have to glue it right away. I see a lot of people out there where they prime it and they go take lunch or something, or like give it a 5 minute period, but that's not good. You want to prime it right away and then you glue it right away, and that would help the bonding. And in some situations, it gets really tricky where you have like two joints to glue at the same time. But practice makes better, guys. I mean, you do it every day and you actually learn and learn to love it. You're gonna do good. It's pretty easy, and as long as you know the fundamentals behind it and what actually goes through it and how to like work your fittings, you'll get it. It's very easy. Over here, using the ground to my advantage, you can't really work on the ladder sometimes, so on the ground it's better. Uh, I'm pre-gluing a piece, a butter piece it looks like, and we're about to put that up there. As you can tell, it's a roll up, so it like rolls up. So that's the 3 inch. The 3 inch is pretty much the toilet, but you have to vent it, right? So otherwise, if you don't vent it, it will like make bug bug bug, or something like that sound. Although the minimum vent required on the toilet is 2 inch. It used to be like inch and a quarter, but with these days the toilets they flush so much differently than old days. So a 2 inch vent will work. Um, and you can put a clean out if it's a stack vent, but this is a double roll rough, an overhead rough. And with that being said, you have to roll up twice, and then at the kitchen, at the sink, the lavatory at the end, you'll put a Santi where it feeds the P trap, and then another Santi on top of it that would serve as a clean out or something. On the ladder, as I said, it's pretty tricky, and working your level is a magic in this point. You always gotta remember where your drain is falling and not mess up. Otherwise, you'll have backfall. Backfall means you have to take some things out to fix it. Um, Taking pre-measurements and cutting them is very helpful. So over here, it matched up with the measurement. I'm gluing it, waiting for it to dry just a little bit, those 4 or 5 seconds, and it should be fine. Always make sure it doesn't slip out of the joint, otherwise later it will give you trouble when you're trying to put it on a test. And I'll show you what I mean by that. So over here we have a rough that's gonna go upstairs. This is called a stack, and at the bottom of every stack you have to put a testy, so you can test the rough above. So over here I'm using 22s, but instead of offsetting so low, offsetting is when you go from, use a fitting to get away from something, offsetting. And in that situation, I'm gonna put it all the way hugged up tight. I did not have 45s that day, so I'm improvising and using 22s. Although 22s will work just fine because they even have a smaller a smaller turn, so water will flow even more and better. Drilling holes is tricky, especially when you don't have a good drill bit. Um, Drill bits are hard to work with, and with someone that doesn't really know how to use a drill bit, they burn a drill bit real quick. So you gotta know how to use those. Maybe on a slow setting with a sharper teeth like a hole saw, or fast settings. It depends on what material you join through as well. So at the bottom over here we have the stack. We glued up a piece that goes up a little bit further higher. I mean the test tee at the bottom. So we have the testy and it goes up, and then now we have the stack. It's feeding. It's a 3 inch, and it's feeding a toilet and a shower pretty much upstairs. Putting the 22s on right now, and it's very tricky working in garages as well, guys. So when you're working in a garage, as you know, I mean, you're gonna have a nice clean floor when the house is done. Although primer doesn't really make that happen. If primer gets on the floor, you're pretty much in trouble. There are some tricks out there to get it off, and we'll get into those later. Maybe you can use like clear primer and scrub it off, you know. We're gluing a Y and a 90, let's see. So here's a 45, 22. This is another roll up. So you grab a combo, a Y, a 45, and a 22. You can use regulars, but streets are better. A street is pretty much I don't know what do you recommend to it, but a female or a socket in this situation. It's a street fitting. That means it doesn't have a hub. The hub goes inside. You know, it's like a pipe on a fitting. As you're moving, I like to strap often. More straps do not hurt whatsoever because it helps later on in life. You're giving a good product to the people, and that's very, it comes back to you. You do good, you get good. As gluing, make sure you put a level on everything. And over here we have a P-trap in the garage. So we're in the garage. This is a P-trap, and at the end I have a surprise for you for P-traps. Gluing P-trap. Make sure you trap when you glue in a P-trap. Make sure it's very well glued because in a P-trap it holds a lot of water in there. Not a lot, but it holds water, and that water is gonna be in there pretty much for the rest of its life. It's gonna be self scouring. Like water will keep going in and out, although it won't drain well. But you have to like glue it very good, otherwise it would leak, and then water is gonna be everywhere. You don't want that. We're gluing a Y on its back right there, and it's gonna catch a dryer. Not a dryer, sorry, a washing machine. And over here, I wish I had another person helping me. It would have helped, someone on the other end pushing or supporting the pipe. But solo dolo, baby. Um, Gluing it. I like to add supports, as you can tell. Not just relying on the straps. Good product once again. I like to add a little piece of wood or something every once in a while. Not every once in a while. Pretty much on all the roughs that I actually do. As you can tell, there's what is that? I don't know, a 2x2 or 1x1. But still something better than nothing. It's better than just a piece of strap hanging off. So over here we have a sweep, and when you're going from vertical to horizontal, you have to have a sweep. Otherwise, water will not flow. Plus, you get stuff stuck in the pipe because it doesn't have that perfect swoosh. So look, guys, always insulate your P-traps in garages. Otherwise, it will freeze. You have a good day, and I hope you learned something. Please subscribe for more, and like. Peace.